welcome to another episode of Legion Elite Motorsports. And today we're going to tear down a motor and hopefully get it prepped for a race build. And there's going to be a lot of parts for sale because of it, so stay tuned. All right, so this is our 89 gifted motor. And basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna rip this apart and see what we got. So, let's take a peek. All right, so back here, we got the 88-89 flywheel, which is 240 millimeter. Which is great. It looks like it's in excellent condition, not rusted. So we are going to definitely use this one in some application, not this engine. If this engine is good, and we're talking it's all stock bores, maybe with a new head or something like that, then this is going to be our fully built project. So first, what we're gonna do is we're going to take off the turbo manifold. All right, and a lot of these parts are up for sale. Contact me via Instagram or what have you. Yeah, everything looks okay. So yeah, just contact me. I'll let you know each part that's going to be available for sale. On the exhaust side is going to be the manifold and all of the turbo setup, all of the lines. There's a feed line here, so this allows you to adapt, I believe, a 4 AN line, which makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to leave that here with you guys, so whoever purchases this whole setup will be able to use a stainless steel line. And that line goes from this port to this port. All right, so let's start taking this thing apart. Okay, we got the turbo off. I definitely think that this engine never ran with this new head, but I do see a jet valve, so this is a original head, just new. That's interesting. So anyway, so the turbo and everything is off. It's for sale. Let me know, if you need it in the comments. And after that, shoot on over to my Instagram and we'll get this picked up. All right, and next, we're gonna take off the intake manifold. So let's do that. And immediately what I see is they already upgraded to the 90 amp alternator. So that is good, and we're gonna keep that. And let me see, we're gonna pull out the distributor and pull out the intake manifold, and we should be good to go there. And I'm interested to see what's inside the head, but we'll get to that as soon as we rip this one off. So let's get to it. And just like that, the intake manifold is off and for sale. All right, so one of this intake manifold's key attributes would have to be the super clean TPS, and all of the other key items are on here. Except the throttle, which is odd. But nonetheless, shoot me an offer. And this can be yours. And next, we are going to take off the head, which I'm going to open it up and see what it looks like on the inside. And we're going to take it from there. Okay, I had to touch subject on something really fast. I don't know what happened here, but it looks like instead of using coolant, they used water. And that's not the best idea, especially after a rebuild, to just throw water in it, because cast iron rust. So to avoid overheating problems, keep coolant in, keep the rust out. But anyway, moving along to what's under the valve cover, which I am interested to see. Get my .12. There we go. Alrighty. Well, so we have a new non-petrified gasket, and they silicone the hell out of it, which is not a good idea. Otherwise, it kind of defeats the purpose of buying a new gasket. Also, that is a interesting cam gear. And they have jet valve eliminator plugs. So this is interesting, to say the least, because I see a lot of water. That's all it is. And yeah, hopefully it's not a catastrophe when I take this head off. But yeah, this head is up for sale. It is, well, I gotta say, it's never been ran, but whoever had this sitting outside as they were building it has water all over the place. But everything looks new. New valve stem seals, new valves, new lifters, which is always a plus. But yeah, not too bad. So shoot me a price, and this head could be yours. All right, I kind of got my fingers crossed for the block, but I'm going to crack these loose and take this off so I can rest the cam gear on the cam holder down there, and then I'm going to take the head off. So let's knock that out. Okay, so this is what we have. It does need to be cleaned up, but if you look at the valve seat here, it looks like this was a brand new head before it got installed and everything. But if you want it, shoot me a price and you could definitely have that. Now, pertaining to this block, it looks like we have a bad freeze plug. The cylinder walls are almost shot. I'm gonna see if they'll come clean with a little cylinder honing, which it might actually. Yeah, it might. Hopefully it will, but we'll see. We're gonna continue to take more of this engine apart and take it from there And then I'm gonna see if this engine is even worth saving. And we'll definitely take it from there. But not looking too good. You could see it was new at some point, but I don't know what they were doing. Not looking good now. Hopefully I can get these pistons out, but we'll see. All right, so we got the alternator out of there. We got the bolt for the pulley. We're gonna pull the power steering out of there, water pump out of there, and yep, basically get this thing fully disassembled. So this doesn't have all of the screws. So in the future, I will definitely get that. But besides that, yeah, I'm hoping the motor isn't trashed. It looks like it is, but I'm gonna try to clean the rust out and see if it ate through the walls. Worst case, this engine would have to be bored over, which is not part of my plan. So if I clean these cylinders out and they're good, then we're going to continue with the race build. But if the rust ate through the walls, I'm going to have to get this engine bored over, probably 20 over, and then it'll be up for sale. So let's say this engine's no good, I would have to basically be looking for a stock block, one that's not glazed over. But yeah, so hopefully things go well. I'm going to continue disassembling this. So after I pull off the power steering belt, that's the main part I need to get off, I'm going to take off the clutch and flywheel assembly. I don't think I'll have problems with the engine turning, so that should come off pretty easy. So we're gonna knock those items out, and I will be right back with more updates. All right, we're dropping the clutch. And next is the flywheel. Yep, I'm gonna knock that out. And then, yeah, we're gonna be taking this crankshaft also, because I'm pretty sure it's good. At the time when they were starting this car, it, you know, obviously didn't look like that. So the crankshaft is still good. I'm gonna try to see if I could save the piston and rods, and we'll see. And just like that, the 36-pound 8889 flywheel is out, and I have it lightly screwed together so I can bring this home for some cleaning. And we're gonna be, you know, on the build, we're gonna be putting in ARP flywheel bolts, and I'm gonna show you exactly the part number and what they look like at the end of this video. Trust me, I won't forget, because I have to order those. But anyway, we're gonna be getting that stuff ordered and done. And could be my imagination, but this engine moved ever so slightly, so I'm going to keep working with it, and hopefully this engine won't be as bad as I think it is. So yeah, let's keep tearing it apart. I don't know if you can see that, but I got it to turn a little, not forcefully, but I got it to move a little bit, so hopefully it's just surface and we could buff it out and not have to throw away this block. or get it machined rather. But anyway, so I took out the cam gear to continue loosening the flywheel, and I got all of the pulleys off here. The belt was no good, so I cut that, and we're gonna take off this power steering pump. Then we're gonna crack these loose here, so everything will just pretty much fall off. And then I'm kind of skeptical about removing this because I don't know if it's full or not, but we'll save that for a little bit later. And what I want to do is I want to get this front cover off because there might be a brand new oil pump in here. And if it is, that is going to be up for sale also. But we won't know until we rip it off, so let me yank the power steering, water pump, then cover, and we'll see. All right, so we got the water pump out, power steering, and all of the bolts on the face are out. And also, before you start prying, make sure on the underside of this, all of the 10 millimeters are out. Otherwise, you will break the case. The case is aluminum, the pan is steel, so it's going to go to the weakest link. So let's pull this out. Let me get my bar, and hopefully we can get this going with one hand. Nope, probably not. Gonna need two hands. All right, no big deal. So let me pop this cover loose, and I'll be back. It's got some sort of sludge in there. And everything, but anyway. So, the oil pump is not new. You can tell from the browning on the pump. And this is the first motor that I've taken apart in a long time that has the balancer shafts in it. So, of course, all of that stuff is coming out, and once I finish taking this apart, I am definitely going to be taking out the balancer shafts. I don't use them in any motor, whether it's balanced or not. So you got a choice to make at that point, whether you want it to vibrate or not vibrate. But anyway, so I'm still going to take this pump apart, clean it up, make sure the gears are in good condition and everything, and this pump will be up for sale. And yeah, that should be it. And next, I only have a couple more things I'm gonna do, which is I'm going to try to rotate this motor, which may be a chore, but it's fine. And also, I'm going to take apart all of this timing accessories. So all of that stuff is going to come off. And yeah, I really have high hopes. Hopefully I could save this engine. But yeah, we're going to do that. And I'm going to show you guys how to take out this balancer shaft here. And there's one behind the oil pump. So there's two balancer shafts. And all of the guides are going in the trash. Actually, I'm not going to be using them. If you need them, let me know, and we'll get this out of here and take it from there. But until then, I'm just going to take all of this apart. Okay, so I took everything off, and judging by the marks they have on this chain, the car never would have started anyway, because the painted marks, whether you flip it one way or the other. We're more than 20 links away, so the timing was definitely off. You see the mark they put here and everything, which, let me pull this off for a second, take a peek. See that? The original mark was over here, and they had it painted way over here. So even if they wanted to, this car was not going to start regardless. So, you know, that's interesting to see. But, you know, at least they tried. But, yeah, moving on. So I have everything off. I noticed they didn't have a bolt here, but they put silicone at the top to kind of hold it in place. So this engine would have snapped the chain. Interestingly enough, the oil pump, make sure you save your pins. So if this one's missing, you can definitely take that one. So I'm gonna take some extra just in case. And because we're not gonna be using the balancer shaft, so I'll get a flathead and pop that out. And yeah, that's pretty much all I discovered. And I'm at the point where I would like to turn the motor. So I'm gonna put the bolt back in here. And then I'm going to move it back and forth, and hopefully it'll take that crud out up top, and this will be a savable motor. So stay tuned. Let's see what it'll look like when it's done. All right, we got some excellent news, and basically what that is I think this block is going to be savable. I was able to spin the motor and clean off most of that crud Visa piston rings. So, you know, these rings are pretty much toast, but the good news is that the block is not. So we're going to throw some WD-40 on the situation just for now until I can get this block to a machine shop. Of course, I still have to disassemble the rest of it, which we are going to do here. And yeah, but that's really good news. So it's looking pretty good. And just a light honing should polish these cylinders out really well. I'm going to take out the piston squirters for the honing process so it doesn't get hit and bent or broken. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. Now I'm excited. So yeah, so let's keep tearing this apart. Then we're gonna start delivering this from where it's at to where it needs to be, and we'll take it from there. Okay, and this is balancer shaft out of this intake side. And basically what you're looking at here is there's a bearing in here for this whole thing to spin. You see it's weighted on one side, another bearing over there. And let me take a peek. Inside here, when you get the balancer shaft elimination kit, you see all the way down there. So when you get the balancer shaft elimination kit, you're sliding in a ring that blocks this hole. This is a high pressure port, and if this is not blocked, it's going to bleed oil pressure internally, And trust me, you don't want that to happen. You go to start the car and there's no oil pressure, and you didn't put in this sleeve without this shaft. That's why. So anyway, so we're gonna order the balancer shaft elimination kit, which comes with the shorter chain for this area. Then it comes with the seal for this area and the plug for this. Okay, so this is where she sits before we bag it up, and we're going to transport it to a different facility, and we're going to continue to take this apart next episode. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about that motor in the comments below. And also, you know, I hope you guys caught the ARP flywheel bolt number at the bottom, or actually in the middle. But yeah, I'll see you guys next episode, and we're going to continue.